This video continues the badge series. I'm on a quest to get all the badges in the Roblox game Pressure. In case this is your first video in the series, I'll drop links to the previous parts in the description. Let's get to the badges now. We'll start with the Fool Me Once, Twice, Thrice, Fource, and Fivce badge. For this badge, you need to open 5 separate fake doors in one run. First, buy 2 medkits at spawn. Don't forget to pick them up from the dead drop before starting your run. I suggest doing this solo or as a duo, with your teammate buying medkits as well. This will help get the badge faster since you would start with 4 medkits. However, this could be a waste if you find many other medkits along the run, but it all depends on luck. So, if we take luck out of the equation, it's better to buy the medkits and go ahead. Start looking for fake doors on your run. You can tell a fake door by moving close to it. You'll hear a growling sound from good people, one of the entities in the game. You have to get attacked by good people 5 times in one run. Remember, I only started with 2 medkits, and each attack drains 55 health. This means you need to keep an eye out for medkits. Some runs, you might not even need to buy medkits. All you need is better luck. You can speedrun this badge by focusing on collecting medkits and gathering 200 research. By the time you reach the 50th door, you can buy an extra medkit in case you weren't lucky along the way. Sometimes you'll buy medkits and find many more along the way, but you can only carry 2 medkits at any given time. If you're lucky, you can hope to find good people nearby to utilize all the medkits.
Welcome back, friend. What are you doing?
Another way to get this badge without medkits is to attempt to get the wall dweller killed by other node monsters like Pinky, Frogger, and others. This depends heavily on luck because you need the wall dweller to spawn and a node monster to attack around the same time. You might ask why. It's possible to have passive health regeneration, but this can only be done by eating dweller chunk, which you get by having the wall dweller killed. Here are some clips of the wall dweller. You can tell he's attacking by the sound of him breaking out of the wall and footsteps, which you might mistake for your own. Turn around and look at the wall dweller to scare him off, but now you have to hope for a node monster to spawn and kill the dweller. After eating the chunk, you get passive regeneration, but it's very slow. I wouldn't recommend focusing on this alone, but it could be a fun challenge. Now let's turn our attention to the We Die in the Dark badge. To get this badge, you have to reach the end of the ridge on a solo run without picking up a light source. Revives are not allowed. It also unlocks the blacklight in the dead drop shop. I'm going to show you several clips of the challenges I faced while attempting to get this badge. I'll tell you what I tried and failed so you don't waste your time. So, I suggest you don't skip any part. By the way, if you have any extra tips, please drop them in the comments. First, Understand that to get this badge, you don't have to beat the whole game. You just have to reach the ridge while following the rules. The rules are, don't touch or interact with any light source like the flashlight, lantern, and others. When I say don't touch, I mean it. I even tested it for you guys. I interacted with a flashlight once, dropped it, then reached the ridge, and didn't get the badge. So don't try it. Collecting batteries won't ruin the run, but I suggest you avoid collecting anything because you might interact with a light source by mistake if you're clicking fast. Save yourself some time and just focus on medkits and entities. Now during your run, I suggest you focus on the entities only and avoid collecting anything apart from medkits if needed. You have to understand how to survive all monsters in the game. For this video, I will show you some of the encounters I had and some tips on how to survive. But ultimately, the best way for you to master the monsters is to play the game a lot, and also die to them a lot. This is the best way to learn them. Anyway, the main entities I will talk about are Pandemonium, the Multi-Monster, the Wall Dweller, and Z779 later when giving you tips for the surviving the ridge. Let's start with Pandemonium. All you have to do is lock in and focus. Instead of worrying about dying, keep saying to yourself to lock in and focus. This will help you survive Pandy. Apart from that, lights will flicker to signal he is coming, just like any other node monster apart from Pinky. You can survive Pandemonium by hiding in rooms which are far from his line of sight or by hiding in a locker. If he finds you in a locker, you will have to play a mini-game where you have to keep your cursor in the middle of the screen. Pandemonium will try to enter in. This will cause the cursor to move to the sides. Get it back in the middle and do this for about 40 seconds, and then you will have survived Pandemonium. Up next is the rare multi-monster. Its attack is very fast with a short time to hide. It will give you a signal of red text, letting you know it's passing by, if you manage to hide fast enough. It will leave another message after passing. Keep an eye for it. Next is the Wall Dweller. The best way to master this entity is by paying close attention to the sounds he makes when he attacks. He makes a sound when he is cracking out from the wall, then after he will move towards you with distinct footsteps. Don't mistake these for your own footstep sound. Now after you master these sounds, all you have to do next is wait for him to attack you. Stay behind him. This will scare him off. That's not all though, he can rebound and come back again. So just listen for the sounds and you will be fine. Let's talk about the ridge. After passing door 100, you enter the crystal room, then after is the ridge. It is the hardest part of this badge because you have to pass it without the help of light, and the power had been cut off so visibility is low. But I will show you a proven strategy to beat it every time with ease. First, you need to pay attention to the lockers you will hide in at every step. You must know where you are going to hide when an entity attacks. Apart from that, after opening a new door, run back to your locker and wait a few seconds to hear for any entities attacking because they usually attack when a new door is opened. Another thing to keep in mind is patience. Don't rush here because you can get attacked by more than one monster, which will confuse you if you are rushing in the dark and can find a hiding spot. So take your time during this part. Now let's talk about Z779. You will find this entity in the ridge. It's basically a speaker sound. If you stay around the speaker sound for long, it will activate a kill switch in your diving gear, which will kill you. Pay attention to the beeping sound, if it's getting loud. Move away until it stops to stay safe. The problem comes when Z779 attacks at the same time as a node monster. This will cause you to panic, and that's why I suggest you move slowly. If you encounter the speaker sound, just move back and use a safer route away from its range. If you encounter Infestation in the ridge, first plan your route from the outside of the room he is in. Take your time here because you have no light, but it's not complete darkness. You can wait for the light, which briefly turns on then off again. Use this to look for your routes before moving ahead blindly. Now, watch this whole clip showing how I beat the ridge and finally got the badge.